Hi guys, it's Lisa here. I promised you a weight loss video. I guess I said I was going to do it on Monday, but I had kind of a rough day on Monday. I did meet with the doctor at the weight management program, and that was a good meeting. I was very pleased with everything that was going on. The purpose of the meeting was to meet him personally and talk to him more, but also to decide whether I was going to do the surgery or not. And it's not written in stone. I can change my mind. I don't have to do it, but I think we've decided, and we being my significant other and I and the doctor have decided that I am going to go with the bypass surgery. So we put that through to the insurance company to get approval, and I see the doctor again on March 21st, I think it is, to follow up and see how my progress is going and see what the approval was or whether I was approved or not. I don't see why I wouldn't be, but you never know. But I've had a rough couple of days. Monday after the appointment with the doctor was a pretty good day, or that appointment was pretty good. But then I went to I forget what they call them. It's not a seminar, but it's a class that you have to go to that they hold for the weight loss program, and especially for the surgery part of it. And you have to go to 2 of them. I meant to go to last month's, and I forgot about it completely. So I ended up going to this month's, which was an exercise program. And, they're not making you exercise or anything. They just give you some exercises to do. And by they, it was the head of physical therapy. And I had met him before in one of the nutrition classes that we are going through. And I liked him. I thought he was nice. But it was kind of depressing for me because a lot of the things that he was talking about, I can't physically do. I mentioned it in my first video, I believe. I have a disease called ankylosing spondylitis, which is a inflammatory arthritis of the back. It's also an autoimmune disease, and it doesn't just affect the back. In fact, for, I want to say 20, 25 years of my life, maybe even more than that, I had lower back pain. I really just contributed it a lot to my weight and my lack of physical exercise. But apparently that's not what it was from. It was from the ankylosing spondylitis, but I was never diagnosed with it because, again, I'm overweight, so I have lower back problems. It's just, they kind of go hand in hand. What started, rolling the ball for the diagnosis was I was having chest pains, and they were atypical. They were not, deep in the chest, heart attack chest pains, but I ended up in the ED a couple of times with them, and the first time I was admitted, they just wanted to make sure that there was nothing going on with my heart, and I also ended up seeing a cardiologist and went through all the tests. I went through a heart monitor for 24 hours. I went through the stress test and echocardiogram, and everything came out fine. There were no problems with my heart at all. So I was pleased with that, and it just took some time to figure out that the chest pains were what's called costochondritis. And basically what that is an inflammation just under the breastbone that connects to the ribs, and it's the ligaments that connect to the ribs that are inflamed. And it's very painful. I mean, just doing a little bit of movement with my arms. Like Sunday, we celebrated my son's birthday, and he wanted to play Wii. So we played bowling, and we did archery and basketball. Now, of course, all of those things, with the exception of the archery was not, very active. You just kind of hold 2 remotes in your hand. and hold a button, so there's not a lot of action or movement there. But the bowling, excuse me, and the basketball is a lot of upper body movement. And I suffered from that. I was in a lot of pain the next day in my chest from the costochondritis. So anyway, back to this class. This class kind of made me feel like I was, I didn't know where to go. I had no idea what I could do for exercises, and even talking to him after class, he said, you can come here for physical therapy, and I have tried physical therapy before, and it just made my pain worse. The movement and everything just gave me a lot of pain that I'm in enough pain on a daily basis, and to add to that, it just was not working for me. And my rheumatologist at the time really didn't think it was going to, but she wanted me to try it at least. So he said, you can come here for physical therapy. I explained to him that I already did physical therapy, and he said, where I did it is the same place. It's connected to the hospital that I'm going to and everything. But he said, his facility is much bigger. They have a much more broader base of physical therapists, and he's got 2 specific physical therapists that would work with me and could possibly help me out. So I kind of felt defeated when I got home, just because I was like, I don't know what to do. I did do the application for the YMCA, and I was approved. But I guess what I didn't know is that they only give you 60% off. And I know 60% is a big deal, but that's still $20 a month. And for a family of 2 that is not working, neither one of us, $20 a month is a lot of money. But we did decide that I'm going to join, and that way I'll have the access to the pool. Even if I don't do their classes, because the classes aren't included. Those are another $22 for, I think, 7 weeks worth of classes, which it is not bad. Honestly, I am not complaining about the price. It's just right now we're struggling. So in order to spend $20 plus another $22 for, not even 2 months worth of classes, it's a lot of money, and I don't feel right spending that right now. Even though I do know I need to exercise, and the doctor did emphasize that I need to do something, and he wanted me to try the bike, and I think I will try that and see how it works for my back. But he was very pleased with my progress. He said I was down, I think his calculations were 17 pounds. Mine are a little bit different, because when I started at home, I weighed myself, the first morning that I started, and it was a few weeks, it was a few weeks after I had been to them and weighed myself with them. So I had, kind of started watching what I was eating and trying to be careful of, not eating so many snacks and stuff. So, I completely lost my train of thought. Sorry. Anyway, he was pleased with my progress. He said, it sounds like I'm, really committed to it, to the program, and I'm doing everything I need to do. I've got all my tests done. I just have to do a couple of the seminars. Like I said, it's not what they're calling them, but it's close. It's kind of like a class where they teach you different things. Like next month, there's a cooking demonstration. So I've got 1 more of those to do. I've got 3 more nutrition classes to go to, and not this Monday, because this Monday is President's Day, or I should say next Monday. The following Monday on the 26th, I've got to go to a post-op therapy class or group, just to talk to some of the women, and I'm sure men, who have already gone through the surgery, and they're, you know, they've gone through, there's some people that have gone through it 5 or 6 years ago, or maybe even longer, and some people that are a week out. So I'm excited for that. I really can't wait to do that one, because I'm excited to hear, you know, what their thoughts are on the after surgery life, and, you know, what you're eating and what you're drinking and how much you're eating and how easy it was to take the weight off. You know, I'm sure you're taking stomach that's about this big and bringing it down to about this big, so I'm sure, you know, it's easy to lose weight, but I wonder what the struggle will be as far as what you eat. I know for like the first 2 weeks it's nothing but liquids, and I'm not sure if it's shakes or if it's what it is. You know, I haven't gotten that far in the program. I don't know, you know, that part of it yet. But I'm excited to find out and see how everyone, you know, made out and what their thoughts are on everything. I keep saying that I'm going to do reviews on bars and stuff, and I haven't gotten there yet. I'm not organized. This week has been kind of a rough week for me. Today's Valentine's Day, obviously. Well, maybe not obviously. But I have my heart shirt on, heart and butterfly shirt on, and my heart earrings. And today is also my son's 29th birthday. So that's a little rough for me. I don't think it's rough for him, but it's rough for me because it's hard to believe. For me, it's hard to believe he's 29 years old already. Seems like yesterday he was, you know, running around in diapers still and cute little bumpkin, but not anymore. Well, I'm not saying he's not cute, but he's not running around in diapers anymore, thank goodness. So I don't have a lot to say in this video. I just, I ended up spending about 5 hours in the emergency room today. I had a doctor's appointment with my regular PCP, and I had back in November some cellulitis in my leg, and I had seen the PA in my physician's office, and she put me on an oral antibiotic, and I told her it was like 5 days in and nothing had changed. It was still as red as it was still swollen, it was still very painful. So I called the office and I spoke to whomever, and they got back to me. The PA got back to me and said, you know, just put some warm compresses on it and take aspirin for the pain. Well, I already have issues with GERD and stuff like that, so I was not about to take aspirin. I could live with the pain, but I did the warm compresses and it didn't get better. And shame on me, I didn't go back to the doctors or to the emergency room because it was the holidays. I mean, Christmas was coming and I was not going to be put in the hospital during Christmas. And then, you know, there was New Year's and yada, yada, yada. There was all kinds of stuff going on. So, shame on me, I didn't take care of it. I didn't follow up more than I should have. Or didn't follow up as well as I should have, I should say. So I had just a follow-up appointment with my PCP for my diabetes, and I showed him the leg even before we got into talking about, you know, my A1C or anything like that. I showed him my leg, and he looked at it, and he felt it, and he said, you need to go to the ER now. And I think they need to admit you and put you on IV antibiotics. So I started crying because I have an appointment on Friday with a new rheumatologist, and I didn't want to have to reschedule that appointment. So I was very pleased when I got to the ED, and as long as I waited, the emergency room doctor told me that he didn't need to admit me. He said it was in early stages. They did right on my leg, which is beautiful. I can't imagine if I go into the pool at the YMCA, that's going to look wonderful. But they did, you know, obviously they wrote on it to, you know, make sure it's not spreading or I'm not getting any red lines coming out from it. But I've had it for 3 months now. And if that hasn't happened yet, I don't think it's going to in the next 48 hours, because that is when he wants me to be seen again, whether it's with my regular PCP or with my, or at the emergency department. But he gave me intravenous antibiotics in the hospital. He said normally I wouldn't do that, but because your doctor sent you over here, I did it, and he gave me a prescription to go home with. So I just went out and filled that now. And I'll start taking that tonight, just because I wasn't going to pick it up until tomorrow morning, but I figured, you know what, I've got antibiotics in me already. You know, let's keep a dose of antibiotics in me, even though they're two separate things. I'd rather keep it going and not have a lull in the antibiotics, and hopefully we can get this thing cleared up, because it is quite painful. It's not generally painful just normally, but if I hit it on something, or even sometimes just having socks on, the socks will hit in just the right spot, and it'll be very uncomfortable. So I'm ready for it to be gone, and I do worry about it. You know, I look at it every day, make sure I don't think it's changed at all. And, you know, I'm pretty good about watching it. I know what to look for and everything. I am in the medical field, or I was in the medical field when I was working. And I'm pretty knowledgeable as far as, you know, medical stuff goes. So I know that, you know, not getting my leg looked at again after the oral antibiotics didn't work the first time was not a good idea. But most medical professionals are not the best patients in the world. So anyway, I have not had a good couple of days, and I'm, you know, kind of feeling exhausted. I woke up actually with a new pain this morning in my back, which I'm not sure if it's just a muscle strain or if it's something deeper than that in my spine. It doesn't really feel like a muscle strain, so that's concerning me a little bit, but I'm thankful that I have an appointment on Friday with a new rheumatologist. And I know this is kind of veered off and not talked a lot about my weight loss, but you know, this is part of my life. You know, everything that's going on right now is part of my life, including the weight loss. And I apologize if, you know, this is not what you guys want to hear. But it's just, I'm having a couple of bad days and kind of need to vent a little bit. But one of the, other than the appointment that I had with the doctor, one of the positive things for me is my watch is actually loose now. I used to be able to wear it on the fourth hole, and then I couldn't anymore. I had gained so much weight that I had to put it onto the third hole, and even that was tight. So the fact that I'm on the third hole still, unfortunately, but it's loose, I can, you know, put my finger in there, it's not uncomfortable anymore. I'm very pleased with that. I'm super happy about that. And I'm noticing the slimness in my face. So my face has gotten slimmer. Even today wearing this shirt, I had tried this shirt on a couple weeks ago because I wanted to wear it. And I couldn't. It was not comfortable enough. It's still a little snug around the belly area, but, you know, I still have a pretty big belly going on. I am down to a weight, down to my weight where I started Weight Watchers. Was it last year? Must have been last year. I don't remember when it was last year. I can probably go back and look. But I am now back to that weight where I started Weight Watchers last year. So I'm feeling good about that. I'm not happy that I had gotten above my original weight from last year. But I'm going down. I'm going down every day. And, well, I don't know about every day, but every week I have lost weight. He wants me to be a minimum of 2 pounds a week, and I think on average I have been that. I think I've averaged about 3 pounds a week. So I'm pleased with that. And another thing, this ring goes on this finger. It's pretty loose on this finger, but I can also now put it on my middle finger, which I couldn't do before. It's a little snug there, and I can put it on, that was my ring finger. I can kind of put it on my pointer finger and on my thumb. So I'm feeling good that, you know, things are fitting differently now, and I'm seeing a change in my body, and I don't think very many other people have seen it yet. But there was something that I saw, and pardon me while I look it up in my journal. I think I put it in my journal. Pretty sure I did. Sorry. Just trying to find it. Something about it takes 4 weeks for you to see a change in your body. There it is. It takes 4 weeks for you to see your body change. It takes 8 weeks for your friends and family. It takes 12 weeks for the rest of the world. Keep going. So that's one of my positive quotes in my journal. And good habits are as addictive as bad habits, but far more rewarding. Excuse me. Apparently I can't even read my own handwriting. Just trying to find some of the quotes that I've got in here. Don't listen to your inner fatty. She's an evil bitch. Pardon my language. She misses bread. And you know what? I really don't. I don't miss bread at all. So that quote really isn't true, but it made me giggle, so I liked it and put it in my my journal. And here's another one with a swear word in it, but I like this one too. Do it for the holy shit you got hot. I don't expect to get that, but it's a funny, you know, quote, and you know, again, it made me smile, so I liked it. And I find a lot of these quotes, I just do a Google search for positive weight loss quotes, or motivational weight loss quotes or whatever. Or you can look on Pinterest. I've done that too. So I guess that's it. I will try and add some pictures at the end of what the meal plan is that I'm doing and some of the bars that the hospital recommends. Obviously, they recommend their own over store bars, but I am strictly doing the store bars, and they haven't bothered me about, you know, buying their bars or anything like that. I'm obviously being successful with the bars that I'm using. So I am very pleased. And one of the other things that happened at the doctor's appointment that made me feel good is the doctor basically said that, you know, without the surgery, I will not be able to lose the entire amount of weight that I have to lose, which is quite a bit. And my significant other was very against the surgery until this appointment, but that has changed his mind. The appointment changed his mind, so I'm very glad that he went with me and he heard what the doctor had to say, and he understands now that the surgery is more a necessity than, you know, an option. So I'm nervous, but I'm glad that we made the decision, and I'm gonna trudge through, and you know, I'm gonna get out of this funk, and hopefully I will get to the YMCA on Friday. I don't know, that's gonna be tough. I don't think I can go tomorrow. We've got a couple of different things going on, and I say I'm not working, but you know, the schedule just seems to fill up very quickly. I might try and get up early and get over there first thing in the morning tomorrow, and maybe I'll do that Friday too, because I have a doctor's appointment with the new rheumatologist at 10, I think, in the morning. So maybe I can do that first, do the Y first, and then go right to the rheumatology appointment. But anyway, I will chat with you again soon, and hopefully you all have a sparkling week. And it was a gorgeous day here, even though I spent 6 hours of it in the ED. It was in the 50s, maybe not 50, maybe it didn't hit 50, but it was a high 40s. It was beautiful. The sun was out. Tomorrow I think it's supposed to be in the 50s. Maybe not so sunny, so not as warm feeling, but spring is in sight at least. So hopefully you all have a sparkling week and enjoy your friends and family, and I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.